So from part 1 we understood from Abhishek that it's very easy to get started with Open Solaris. Now I'm Siddharth from Team Digit. So when it comes to developing on Open Solaris, can you tell us something about the community that surrounds the operating system?
Yes, so there are some very interesting things when it comes down to Open Solaris as an open source project. So you see, Open Solaris is an open source operating system, and anyone can come and contribute to it. So OpenSolaris.org is the hub where the whole community hangs out. All the projects, all the development which happens for Open Solaris happens at OpenSolaris.org. The community model is like anyone can go and create an OpenSolaris.org account very easily by just doing a sign up on the website. And after that, if you want to contribute to a particular project, you just have to go to that particular project's community and join an existing project, or if you want to propose a new project altogether of your own, there is a very simple way of just sending out an email with your proposal and the community votes on it. All you need to do is just get 3 + 1 votes and no -1 votes, and that's how you can have your own project started at OpenSolaris.org.
Okay. So you're saying that to get your project started, you need 3 votes of approval.
Yes.
So how is this community exactly governed?
See, Open Solaris is governed in a very democratic way, if you see. For example, we have a Open Solaris governing body, or OGB, which is elected every year. And there are various categories. For example, those contributors who have contributed very significantly to Open Solaris, they are called the core contributors. And then there is another level of members who have contributed not so significantly, but yet they have contributed to Open Solaris. They are called the contributors. So these core contributors are allowed to vote whenever a new proposal comes up for project, and there is a very systematic way. If you go to OpenSolaris.org and if you see the governing section of OpenSolaris.org, you will get all the details as to how exactly the Open Solaris community is governed.
And it's an international community.
And it's an international community, so we have people from all over the world being part of it, and that's a very good thing, because you see, as an open source developer, if you would want to work on Open Solaris and would want to get involved with Open Solaris community as such, you would get to meet people from different part of the world, and get to work with them. So from that perspective also, it's a very good platform.
So from being just a user, how does one get on to being a developer? So how do you geek out on Open Solaris?
Okay, yeah, so you see, Open Solaris is a great platform if you want to geek out, because the sheer amount of developer tools which are available. For example, let's take ZFS file system, or we have got a tool called dynamic tracing, which is available, dtrace, which is available in Open Solaris, which will allow you to have such a deep view of the applications which are running, the software which you are trying to develop, how your operating system is functioning, the behavior of it. You can do a lot of real geeky stuff with Open Solaris. So if for example, or first of all, you can start with your participating in an existing project at OpenSolaris.org, or even simpler, if say you know how to program in C, or if you know how to program in C++, Java, you can start with downloading some of the developer tools which are available for Open Solaris. NetBeans, some of the very famous IDEs like NetBeans, Sun Studio, they are all available on Open Solaris, which can be installed directly from the IPS package manager. And you can write your C++ programs, you can write your Java programs, and you can use dtrace, and you can use ZFS file system in conjunction with these. And when you mix and match all these features in a very innovative way, there are some very interesting projects which have come out of that.
Nice. And suppose I am a developer, or for that matter, even our readers would like to know.
Yes.
If you're a developer, one of the first things that comes to mind is that since this is open source, how does one make money? So I think licensing is one of the most important factors here, right? Can you tell us something about that?
Yes, so sure, why not? Open Solaris is licensed under CDDL, which is a special license based out of Mozilla Public License. the same license which Firefox uses. So CDDL is not is based out of that license, and for your readers to know, it is significantly it's significantly different from GPL or the other licenses which are used in Linux like operating systems, and they're not compatible. So yes, there is a difference in terms of licensing, but you'll see CDDL as such is a file-based license. Now, when I say file-based license, that means there is one project, and every project has multiple programs, multiple files which are used in order to develop that project. Now, when you decide to use CDDL, it gives you a facility to license your software file by file instead of the whole project as a whole. So you can have multiple licenses very well gelled inside your project. So it's not essential. Open source is all about choice. That's my personal opinion. That open source should give enough number of choices to its users and to its developers. So it's CDDL gives you that independence to mix and match the way you want your project to come out. So that's one aspect of licensing. And the other aspect is a very good question which you asked about how you make money on open source. So you see, for example, technologies like Open Solaris, of course, you would love to use it on your laptop, you would love to use it on your desktop as your OS, as a development machine. But when it comes down to deploying enterprise applications on top of it, say, for example, you would like to run a banking software and you would like to use Open Solaris as the server, right? So it makes a lot of business sense over there to buy professional support. As in, get support from people who technically understand the technology in and out, so that they can help you out, make your whole system more secure, your servers more reliable, and things like that. And in that case, you usually pay for such services, right? So the product as such is absolutely free to use, and services cost. So there is a very big advantage because the product itself is free. Open Solaris is available for anyone to download. So what happens that it is accessible. You can try it out, you can change, modify, do whatever you want. And at one point of time, when you feel that it is something which you cannot manage on your own and you would like to buy services, Open Solaris, being open source, allows you to do that. And that is true for any open source product as such. So as an open source developer, if anyone thinks that how exactly I can make money by working in area of open source, well, you see the product is available when people need it, and your users, your prospective customers, they can they can develop their business, they can base their business around it, and when they start making a lot of money because they are using a lot of your technology, and they have a lot of customers coming in and things like that, and when they cannot handle it on their own, they would like to buy services from you. Right, and that's when you get paid. There is one very, I can simplify this by saying one thing, that you see, you will always have two kind of people in this world. One who would have a lot of money but no time, and others like us, who would have a lot of time but no money. So we would like to see technology. You feel the power of having technology into your hands, and the others would want to use these technologies into a productive environment, but they have a lot of money to spare, so they would pay you so that you can play with open source technologies, make it better for them, which they can use in enterprise environment.